All right, folks, we have a pretty easy lesson today in the product and quotient rule. Okay, this is your classic case of I give you a formula, you rinse and repeat. Okay, so these rules are going to be used so often until the end of the AP Calc exam. You're going to need to memorize them. The first one, the product rule, is easy to memorize, and the quotient rule, with the help of a memory tool, is going to be easy to memorize also. Okay. So product rule, here is your formula right here, okay? And the way you read it is derivative of two functions that are multiplied with each other. You take the derivative of the first, leave the second, plus derivative of the second multiplied by leaving the first, okay? So let me say that, well, no, you can just rewind it if you want me to say it one more time. So now you can think of this as f of x is comprised of two mini functions, the mini function g of x times the mini function of h of x, or the mini function of u times the mini function of v. Okay, so let's apply this product rule. Okay, here's the formula, copy and paste it again. Okay, so I'm going to take the derivative of the first multiplied by leaving the second. Okay? Leaving the second. And then I'm going to add it to, or with rather, I'm going to add it with I am going to add it with, I'm going to add it with taking the derivative of the second, okay, multiplied by leaving the first. Okay? And from here on out, for the yellows, which are the derivative portions, use the the power rule, okay? And then here, for today's classwork, you don't need to simplify this, but in general, you just simplify this using fancy algebra, okay? Because today's classwork, I just want you focusing on using the rule, product and quotient rule, not too much focus on the algebra, which may be time consuming. Okay, so this is product rule again, but just in a tabular format. So this, they just copied and attached some x's, okay? And then this right here is literally copy and paste it from the previous slide. That's the formula for product rule, okay? Now, y sub 2 or y prime of 2 means anywhere you see an x in the y prime formula, you put a 2. So that's how we got here. And then we just use a formula. Okay, remember this formula was copy and paste it from the previous slide. Okay, so u prime of 2 is 3. V no prime of 2 is negative 2. V prime of 2 is 5. U of 2, U no prime of 2 is 4. And now you just PEMDAS and you get 14. Okay? Give me 1 second, folks. Okay, Sorry, I had to write something. Now, last example is the quotient rule, folks. Okay, so you can read this and you'll see that that's a hard way to memorize it. So I would think of this as, first of all, I'm going to call numerator high, denominator low. Or I'm going to use the term high for numerator, term low for denominator. So low d high minus high d low over low squared. Okay? So low times the derivative of high minus high times the derivative of low over low times low, or low squared. Now, the bottom, low squared, is easy to memorize because the bottom means low, or the bottom kind of reminds you of low, and you just square it. Now, low d high minus high d low, let's see it in practice here. So if we want to get y prime from y, let's do low derivative of high minus, remember this time is minus for quotient, minus high d low. Okay, and then through the power rule, the top two yellow highlights become the bottom two, and you just use fancy algebra to finish off the rest. Okay, thank you for tuning in, folks.